Hello students, welcome to week 5 for PRL 510. This week we have a couple of different things going on, so I just wanted to touch base and highlight some important things that we need to know about the content. Particularly we're reading about content analysis in the Stacks text, and we're reading in the Smith text, step 7, selecting communication tactics. What you'll see in the Smith text is as you select communication tactics, our tactics is what we actually implement in a campaign. So actually after we've gone through and we've conducted research and we've determined how we're going to evaluate our campaign, we're then going to take that information and come up with tactics. The tactics help us evaluate the campaign on the end to determine its effectiveness, but come from the research that we conducted on the front end. That's really important to keep in mind. It's what you're actually doing, hosting an event, implementing social media, etc., etc. Most of you have a good idea of that. This week we have reflective essay number 5 and discussion board number 4. We're also working on our research project that is due next week in week 6. If you have any particular questions, contact me and we can talk about that personally. But your reflective essay asks you to write a 1 to 2 page essay, about 1,200 words or so in APA style, explaining what communication tactics are. I just gave you a brief overview of what that is and what it entails. It's something that we utilize from our research to determine what we will do in the campaign, but it's also developed with evaluation in mind to make sure that we can evaluate and determine the effectiveness of our messaging within our campaign from the tactics. So you'll obviously need to expand that a little bit and talk about which you would be inclined to use for a PR campaign and such, and kind of go from there. A good idea for reflective essay number 5 is to talk about tactics and explain them in the way which you are looking at them for your research project. It'll give you some more information to put within your research project and helps you study for 2 areas by doing one thing. Discussion board number 4 consists of a reading reflection. So at the end of reading chapters 5 and 6 in the Stacks text, write about 3 or 4 paragraphs reflecting on this and what you're doing within the traditional approaches of content analysis. Make sure to explain what the textbook clearly defines in this area, and as well as a definition of a strategic approach to that. As you review the public relations cases that have been presented, look at what's been going on in the news media in the last year or so and look at how what that is for creating a strategic public relations approach and how that relates to what the text says about content analysis or analyses. Look and see what you can find from there, analyze and explain what approaches you may use from news media coverage in the last year or so to help a company, and write that all within 3 to 4 paragraphs, which would be roughly about 300-400 words. As we move forward, I will be spending the next week or so going through our midterm and all of that good stuff. Do keep in mind that discussion boards are due on Sunday, but you are required to reply to 3 of that people at least. So it's a good idea that you get the original post in early, Saturday or Friday. And then that gives everybody time to respond on Sunday, so we're not waiting till the last hour or so. So please continue to work diligently on your work. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to meet with you, and I pray that you have a blessed week.